Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the future of the water and wastewater industry and the careers you didn't know about. I'm your host, Dave Kosminski, and we are live on location here at the CTAWWA CWWA Annual Conference at the lovely Ocean's Edge Resort on Cape Cod. And for this episode, we have a new friend, Miss Dawn Labella, and Dawn is actually the office manager at the Bristol Water and Sewer Department. So, hi, Dawn, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, thanks so much for coming on and telling us about your entry into the water business. So, how long you been working with Bristol?
I've been with the city of Bristol for 13 years.
Okay.
And I've been with the Bristol Water and Sewer Department for just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. So how did your journey to water begin? Do tell.
Well, before the Water and Sewer Department, I was with the Town and City Clerk's office with the city of Bristol, where I was the assistant city clerk.
Is that town clerk? Sort of
city
thing?
and town clerk.
City and town clerk.
City of Bristol, it's a little different, so we're both.
Okay.
But yeah, so I spent 11 years there and just decided that I was ready for a change. And this position came about and I applied and here I am.
My gosh, excellent. So, so was it a big change going from, obviously clerk to water? Obviously, you're introduced to a whole new set of business skills.
So definitely learning about water and sewer, something I've never, even though I've used it, my entire life.
Sure, yeah.
I never knew anything about it. So the utility aspect of the job was new to me.
Okay.
My managerial, I sort of encompassed from what I already knew from the town and city clerk's office as far as organization and the flow and working with the employees and coming up with ideas for efficiency and how to better ourselves. But there was a lot of learning to do as far as water and sewer was concerned.
Sure. Yeah, I was just talking with, just previewed one of your brainchilds was developing a little video for the town on educating people on the water. So tell us how that brainchild came about.
Well, again, I had a lot to learn.
Okay.
And I sat down with Rob one day and I said, it's just not me. I can't be the only person in the city of Bristol that needs more education about our water and sewer. I gave him the idea, and he said, well, you work on this, and you come back to me with an idea and put it in writing, and we'll see what we can do with the commission. So that's just what I did. I partnered with Nutmeg Television, which is out of Farmington, Connecticut, and gave them my pitch, and they gave me a quote. It was just under $5,000 budget. Okay. And we went with it. So once I had the idea, I had to rely on the professionals of our field, of our department, to be able to give me the input. So I sat down with each manager and had them give me their input. And this was something that we were hoping to be able to roll out for Imagine a Day Without Water last year in October of 2022, but it never made it because I'm sort of a perfectionist, and I pay a lot of attention to detail. Yes. And we needed a little more time, and we ended up releasing it for just before Earth Day 2023.
Ah, okay. Obviously, on the film side, I'm very familiar with that. One of the key components to developing any visual story, so to speak, is basically, and I do it with my students all the time, is that you develop a storyboard. So were you basically the creator of the storyboard, or did you take the input from your personnel? How did that fall about?
Well, I took the input from the personnel, from each of our assistant superintendents, who were instrumental in the success of this video. Okay. And I basically followed a drop of water. So from the beginning to the very end was the storyline flow that we stayed with.
Nice.
It was just easier to understand.
Sure.
And as far as all of the parts, all of the components of how that drop of water is technically treated is what made it different.
Both on the clean water side
Yes,
and I think
yes. So there was about, I want to say about 40 hours of footage.
Okay.
And the very first work in progress video that was given to me was about 14 minutes long.
Yeah,
and we knew we had to cut
that's
that
too
down.
long, yeah,
So way
You
too
know,
technical.
and that's one of the things when you're developing a video. Even I think your video is about 7 minutes, and even in aspects sometimes that considered too long. But I think you're right, absolutely right. Because a lot of times you get to a situation where you're playing, and then the audience, it becomes deer in the headlights.
Yes,
and
yes.
it's just like, okay, it's
Yeah.
not even sinking in. So
Yeah.
no job.
My goal was to have somebody be able to watch the film and be able to, number one, want to rewatch it to make sure that
They got it all.
they heard everything and they absorbed it. And then number two was to be able to come up with their own follow-up questions.
Sure.
So that was my
Yeah.
goal.
So that's great. Now, as far as working in going back to the water industry, so tell me what your day job is like.
Well, my day job, I answer a lot of emails.
Okay.
Answer a lot of emails. Not so much phone calls. I've got a staff of 6 employees, and they are unbelievably talented.
Okay.
Each one of them has their specialty.
Okay.
And they train me as to what I needed to know as far as the process of the office is concerned.
Sure,
So it was very enlightening to be able to sit with each one of them and actually learn from each of them.
Yeah.
But so as far as the emails, making sure that the day-to-day responsibilities are taken care of, to make sure everything's flowing correctly. Any concerns, anything with the website, any kind of notices, any kind of communication with maybe an angry customer.
We have angry customers?
We do,
Oh.
yeah. Customers that don't completely understand everything before they speak.
Yes.
That's the customers that we have. So, but yeah, I mean, it's about meetings. It's about making sure that the left hand knows what the right hand's doing, and everybody in between.
Yeah,
so
communication is
I'm
key.
almost like a glue, right?
That's the thing. As far as the your employees, what's the age demographic of your employees?
I mean, we've got a younger employee that I think she's in her lower 30s.
Okay.
And then
Which is even at these days,
yeah,
it's not that
it's
young.
a young. I mean, I want to say I'm 53, and I'm
Okay.
probably the oldest person in the office.
Okay, all right.
So we're relatively young. Most of the employees, what I found, that come to the water and sewer department are there for a very long time. They
Okay.
retire there. We actually have a retirement coming up in July. Lori's been there for 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not a very high turnover rate in our office.
Okay.
Not at all.
So on the operations side, what's how big is your operations? As far as how many employees?
So the water,
water
and the
side,
sewer
yeah.
side, 60.
60.
Approximately 60, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which goes from treatment operators to construction
Yes.
to meter readers. Now most of your meters, I think, are Neptune radio reads. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what Rob said. Yeah. So what meter software do you use as far as collecting all of the reads?
Well, we have Munis.
You have Munis.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
all
we
right.
use Munis as far as our accounting and our billing and so forth. The readings come in through, I believe it's Neptune.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you have
So
the
it-
gun.
yeah,
and-
it- Yeah, it works with Munis.
Right,
so.
right. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, we use Koozie in ours, and we're looking at some other options, but Munis is one of the ones. The trouble is, with Munis is they don't. When you purchase the software, it's not one price. It's okay. Well, how many? What's your
Yeah.
population? What's this? And there's a whole. I want to say convoluted equation that they use when they this is how much it's going to cost you.
Yeah, I don't work very closely with Munis. I use it
Yeah, yeah.
to find customer information and so
Yeah,
forth
yeah,
like that, to issue a PO or to payable or so forth. but our accountant is the primary contact person for Munis. But I've heard from him how difficult it is to follow up on concerns, troubleshooting.
Oh, yeah.
It's
The work-
troublesome, yeah.
Yeah, the workflow. Well, and it's like Munis is so big, from accounting, accounts receivable to accounts payable to, budgeting. Also it's many towns use that, and it's like I say, there's a lot of components
Yeah.
to the software.
Well, we've been, one of the very first things I noticed when I first came into the office, understanding the process, is every 8 to 10 years we change out our meters.
Okay.
Every single meter is changed out,
Uh-huh.
the half-inch meters every 8 to 10 years. And that process
Just tracking those.
is troublesome.
Oh, God.
It's painful to watch,
Yeah.
So I really had to get a good understanding as to what we were doing and how long it took. And we're writing letters or typing letters, and we were trying to use mail merge in order to increase efficiencies. We're stuffing them, we're putting it in envelopes, and we're putting a stamp on it.
Right.
Just to send it to the homeowner, where about maybe 30% of them the first time around would contact us.
Yeah.
And then we would go and follow up with second notices. It's
We'd like to change your water meter.
yeah. So what I did, and this just changed a couple of months ago, is we found a scheduling software, and which basically allows customers to make their own appointments.
Oh, nice.
So we created a QR code, and we've changed our letter format to a postcard.
Okay.
So we're increasing efficiencies and lowering
Nice.
the costs and getting those notices to our customers. And my hope is about 30% of our customers the first time around will make their own appointments.
Hey, nice.
So we're starting off slow. I mean, we've got probably a couple dozen that have done it.
Okay.
But to me, it's positive, and we're
It's a
moving in
step
the right direction.
Yeah, I'd like to chat with you offline on that. Because
Okay.
we're always looking for better, and that's one of the things that I tell, most students. Okay, the power of networking is so important in this business, because you never know. Just like that little tidbit of oh, this is how we do it. This is how you do it, and so forth, because it's very, very important. So, again, one of the premises of the podcast, obviously, is a passion of mine is succession planning in the industry. Okay, we're all getting older. Okay, I'm going to be retiring in January after 50 years, so it's the type of thing we have to start refilling the pipeline. No pun intended.
Yep.
As far as that goes. So, a lot of students that that I've been involved with, and most students, that are high school seniors, even college freshmen, and so forth. When they're embarking on their career path, they don't know what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I think the water industry and this podcast is obviously a vehicle that lets them know some of the options that are available. Are the careers in the water industry are it's a big umbrella. You came from obviously the clerk's office, but we have customer service, you have meter readers, we have construction, we have software, we have hardware, we have HR, we have accountants, the whole 9 yards, and those are all opportunity. Even as far as in the labs, okay, you have lab technicians and so forth. So depending on what you're interested in, whether it's science, whether it's business, or whether it's whatever, there's opportunities there. So we appreciate letting them know, but distributing this to all of the guidance counselors in Connecticut, because it's again it's like throwing breadcrumbs on the water.
Right.
You never know what fish you're going to
Yeah,
bite.
definitely. I mean, last year we were asked by our mayor's office to entertain the idea of having a couple of interns for the summer, which we graciously took in.
Sure.
One of them learned about the collections process in our
Okay.
office,
Yes.
and the other young lady learned about our closings. So when a closing happens in the city of Bristol, it goes
get
through
the final reading.
Yes, exactly. So that process. So they were both very hands-on,
Yep.
and very happy that they participated. So I'll be interested to see what happens this year if we're asked again. So.
Sure. Now, how was that funded? Through the mayor's office?
I believe it was United Way.
Oh, you're not. Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. I participate every year in the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce does a career fair at the Wesleyan hockey rink every year, and I participate in that. And it's amazing the people that I'm from the education side, but there are engineering firms, there's veterinarians. There's a whole potpourri of a variety of careers that would interest people. The booth next to me was the FBI. If you wanted to become an FBI agent, it'd be. But these students are walking around and say, oh, and they're asking questions.
Yeah.
So which is a good thing.
Which is what you want.
Absolutely. Go from there. But yeah. So going to back to the video. That when did you actually physically release that now?
It was, I want to say it was beginning of April.
Okay.
So we had a very slow rollout. I wanted to make sure that our group, our employees, our commissioners, our mayor, and council members had first access of seeing this video.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that anyone who was involved, one way or another, and I'm just going to back up a second for the video. It was important to me to make sure that we were able to use our employees as much as we could through the video. Very important to me because it doesn't matter if you're the one sending out the bills every month. It doesn't matter if you're the person changing the meters in all of the homes. It doesn't matter if you're the one that's flushing the hydrants in order to increase water quality for these homeowners. What's important is that everybody plays their part.
Yes.
And I don't think that message is embraced as much as it should be. And it's important to me that everybody, it doesn't matter what title you hold, it doesn't matter what job you're doing for the 7.5 hours that you're working each day, it's important to know that your job makes a difference.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort. So it's important. It was important to me that they all had the chance to see that video first. And then we were sort of dragging our feet because we wanted to have a big release for the Earth Day in April. So yeah, it was the beginning of April when it actually was rolled out and people were able to see it. And
well, like I reinforce to all my students, there's no I in team.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
It's so important, and communication. You get that communication, and nobody's blindsided. Everybody has a vested interest in making the end product something that you can be proud of, and you should be proud of it.
I am.
I looked at it.
Thank you.
Is it okay if I can incorporate some of that?
Of course, I would love that.
That'd
I would
be
love
great.
that.
Fantastic. So, on a personal note, what do you do for fun?
Well, I'm the mom of 4 adult children.
Okay.
So my husband and I are
you empty nesters?
empty nesters.
Okay. All right.
So we like to RV.
Okay.
Yeah, we love to travel.
Okay.
We both like to hunt and fish. And
Nice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we're very big in the outside.
Where's the furthest that you've traveled to?
With the RV?
Yeah.
I want to say it was probably northern Maine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's probably the furthest.
Now, do you typically go out weekends with it? And,
Yes.
Go. Okay.
Yes.
Do
And
you
we'll
have-
leave on a Friday and we'll come back on a Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Class A, Class C,
Class A.
Class A.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a pusher?
No.
No, it's not a pusher.
No, it's not. No, but my husband does all the driving.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, he did teach me how to drive it just in case.
There we go.
But he and I both prefer that he drives. So.
Okay. Oh, that's good. No. Oh my God. I obviously, if you know me, I have my alter career is music. So, what's your genre of music that you like to listen to?
I like all kinds of music.
Okay.
I will listen to anything from soft ballads to heavy rock.
Okay.
I'm a big country fan.
Oh, okay.
I love classic vinyl.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't like anything I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But
Well, the thing last year, vinyl actually outsold CDs last year.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
which is a good thing. So, if you were stuck on an island, what album would be your desert island album?
My desert album,
Desert. What to listen to music? If you were stuck on a desert island, would you have a favorite album or two?
I would probably have probably a Kid Rock album.
Oh, All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that I would probably want to stay upbeat, that
Yep.
a boat was eventually going to come get me
Yep.
off the island. So yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
wouldn't want anything gloomy, and
Okay.
Kid Rock is definitely a little controversial at times,
Yep.
but there's nothing wrong with that. It
Not
kind
at
of
all.
keeps the brain working and thinking, and
Exactly. Okay. Desert island food. If you got stuck on, what food could you eat every day?
lobster.
Hey, we did that here last night. It was
I
good.
would never get bored of
No,
lobster.
absolutely. Fantastic. All right. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
asking
it.
me.
And we'll see if we can get that video incorporated into the podcast. But again, we're just trying to get out to all of our younger students and young professionals that are, trying to forge their way into a career of the possibilities in the wind.
That'd be wonderful. And for anybody out there that's a utility that's listening or has watched the video, they're interested in finding out more about how I did it, I'd be happy to share that.
Absolutely. Duly noted.
Yes.
All righty. Fantastic. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of the Future of the Water and Wastewater Industry and the careers you didn't know about. I'm your host, Dave Kosminski, and in the house, Miss Dawn Labella, who is from the Bristol Water and Sewer Department. So, Dawn, thank you so much for sharing your path into the water industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
All righty.